knew Larry growing up because he's right here from Southern California, from Compton. I mean, as a player, first of all, if you're a blocking wide receiver, you did not want to be in the lane or in the way because he wasn't giving you any mercy, see color, hit color. Mm-hmm. That's all he knew. Just a phenomenal guard, could play tackle, could pretty much play the entire five positions on the offensive line if need be. Mm-hmm. I mean, big, strong, just nice, quiet, didn't say much. He was one of those dudes that he didn't say much and you just didn't bother him, so to speak. Like defensive linemen, I saw it up close in person, they were afraid of him. Like really afraid of him because once he got his hands on you, it was over. And if he hit you when he was pulling, I watched him. One time we was blocking, skipping a game, and I don't know which game it was. It might have been like the Charger game or something like that. And Terry Glenn, the late Terry Glenn, was blocking right at the point of attack, right at the line of scrimmage. And I'm blocking, but I could see L.A. coming because my angle, and Terry didn't see him. And he pulled, and Terry man slipped off of him. He hit them both, Skip, and when he hit them, they about 5 yards down the field, man. And I was just like, you didn't see? He just laughed, you know. That's how he was, though. He was just, in that strength that you see in him, you know, there's a lot of guys that get help in terms of wanting to be stronger. They put things in their body. With him, that's all Compton. That's all 100% all Compton strength. Yep. That's all it is. Mm-hmm. And everybody knew that. I mean, dude's bench pressing like 600 pounds off his chest. I mean, that doesn't even...
but he had the one, they called it the lift, that was 700 pounds. I think we had...
Yeah, it might be 700 pounds, but...
This was 700.
Come on, that doesn't even make any sense.
This is not human.
That's just unreal is what it is.
Yeah.
And
one shot, 700 pounds.
That's 700 pounds. That's a car. God. That's like a little Fiat, a Prius or something, man.
Yeah,
that doesn't make any sense.
Yeah.
You know, but he was just such a nice person, man. His whole family, his kids, his wife, all of them just as sweet as can be.
I want to go back to draft day of 1994 and remind you, the Dallas Cowboys, it seems like long ago, far away, but they had actually won back-to-back Super Bowls. So they are back-to-back defending champs going into the draft. They had a first-round pick, and they took Shante Carter, who never really amounted to much. And in the middle
Carver,
I meant Carver. I said Carter.
The defensive end from Arizona State.
He just never amounted to much. He was around for 4 years. They had the 17th pick in the second round. So Hudson Houck had told me this story because Hudson was a legendary offensive line coach who spent years and years at USC, pre-U, obviously, but he had been in Dallas as just the guru of the offensive line. So the scout for that area of the country was Tom Siskowski, and he kept touting everyone on this kid at Sonoma State, named Larry Allen, who'd been to 4 different high schools, starting with one in Compton. And he had a shoulder injury that the trainers had looked at when he came in for his draft visit and said that they passed him on it. They thought it wasn't, and he never needed surgery on that shoulder. So a lot of teams were docking him on the shoulder. And the point was, Hudson Houck kept looking at the tape saying, I've never seen anything like this. And if Hudson Houck says that, he's as great an offensive line coach as there ever was. And they even, as they were on the clock in the second round, Hudson kept running back to his office to look at the tape one more time just to say, are my eyes deceiving me? Because he saw plays where he was chasing people downfield on making tackles on interceptions, as he did as a rookie. If we want to show that real quick, is in his rookie year, he chased down an interception by a New Orleans Saint. Yeah, here's the one. But he did this also in college. This is Larry Allen at, well, I don't know what he weighed, 350 or whatever.
Man, whatever it is, you're not supposed to do that.
You can't do that.
You're not, when you're that size, you're not supposed to do that. I bet you there's not another offensive lineman ever could do that.
Ever. So Hudson Houck finally went back in the draft room and told Jerry Jones, I'll stake my reputation on this. This guy is it. You have to take this guy. And remember, Jerry has final say on all these picks. So he pushed Jerry over the top, and Jerry finally said, okay, that's our man. I'm going to take him. Well, help me out here. You're coming off back-to-back Super Bowls. Under the circumstances, as a value pick in the middle of the second round, I can make a case it's the greatest Cowboy draft pick ever. Given where you're coming, you're already the two-time defending champs trying to three-peat. And wait a second, in the second round, you just went and got arguably the greatest offensive lineman in the history of the sport. It's hard to do. It never happens. So on just value and circumstance, I can make a case. I'm not sure anybody's ever made a better draft pick than that. Now, again, there's Tom Brady in the 6th round, and I'll give you that. But I'm talking about as a back-to-back champion, where you shouldn't be, you shouldn't be able to do this. No, the rich, they are the richest.
I don't know who, I don't remember the offensive line. I mean, like, what were the 5 core guys, the 2 Super Bowls? I don't remember who exactly it was.
It's Tuanay and Nate Newton and
Larry, Big E.
Big E is still there. Yeah, they're already,
Eric
they're
Williams.
loaded it. Yeah.
You said
Stepnowski.
Yeah.
Kevin Gogan was the start of the
Kevin Gogan was there. So somebody had somebody when they drafted him lost a job.
Well, they did, and yet nobody knew that day because I didn't know who Larry Allen was.
Other than Hudson Hawk.
Yeah, he's saying, whoa, wait a second.
Man, Larry was just, Skip, I'm telling you, you did not, you know how some people look at Mike Tyson and go, I don't really want to mess with this dude.
I understand.
So somebody decided to mess with Larry Allen in the locker room, another lineman. You know, because you play locker room jokes and playing games. But Larry Allen wasn't one I can play with him because we from L.A., it's a different story, it's cool, we know each other. But this offensive lineman, Skip, and I tell this story all the time, he's not quite as big, but he's a big lineman. He's probably 280-ish, 285, somewhere in there. And he was messing with Larry's locker. Larry we came in off the field, and Larry's like, man, who bothering my locker? Like, who keep messing with my locker? So my locker was next to his and a couple other guys. And so everybody stopped, and everybody kind of looked at the guy, like, gave Larry the eye signal, like he was the one messing with your locker. Larry put his stuff down, asked the dude, man, why you keep messing with my locker? He said something. Larry grabbed this dude, took him, Skip, I'm not lying. It's a trash can was in there. He took the dude, flipped him in the trash can, put him in the trash can, all in like 2 motions. We was like, that was probably the wrong move right there. Yeah. You know, he a big old teddy bear, man. He's gonna be missed.
He's gonna be missed. So yesterday on Twitter, I called him the Lawrence Taylor of offensive linemen because he inspired that kind of fear and intimidation. But LT had the mystique because we all knew who LT was. Trust me, because I covered Larry during those years and you were there. He didn't get anywhere near the acclaim he got when he got put in the Hall of Fame. So while he was playing, he was such a quiet teddy bear that, listen, he never did interviews. I don't even know.
No, he just didn't. That's not his nature.
It's not his nature. So it actually hurt how great he could have been perceived as a player because he got no acclaim whatsoever because he was the polar opposite of Keyshawn Johnson because
but I'm a receiver.
Talk.
I'm a receiver. They coming to me first and foremost. Offensive linemen typically don't get the press.
Okay, but you know who the mouth of that team was, the biggest source in the locker room.
Well, it was probably Nate Newton.
It was Nate Newton.
Yeah, but that's one far in between, though. You get, every now and then, but that's just, L.A. just was not, he just want to play football, make his money, drink his 40, and chill. That's all he wanted to do.
No, I understand.
His accolades, I understand what you're saying, but his accolades speak for themselves as far as a player goes. Like within the confines of the National Football League, everybody knew who Larry Allen was. It's not, you getting ready to play against the best offensive lineman in the league is getting ready to be Larry Allen. Okay. That's who you're playing against.
But when I'm talking about Lawrence Taylor, I think you appreciate, because you knew it from the inside out, people were afraid of Larry Allen just the way they were afraid of Lawrence Taylor.
They was really afraid of
They were afraid of him.
Yeah, they were.
Like before the game,
But you would be, man, the dude
Yeah.
He just looked different because he's so strong and his strength and his ability to pull from the right side to get all the way off to the left. That's hard to do. That's in full force, in speed, and pick out the moving target. All that's hard to do.
Plus, you know how hard it is to switch from right tackle to left tackle, and he would just do it on the snap of a finger. Like, oh, they're hurt. Okay, I'll go play left tackle, or left guard, or right guard.
I sure didn't want to get it his way when he was blocking, though.
No,
no, not at all.
Well, as you say, he will be missed, and I'm at least happy that we get to talk about him and give him his just due, because I still, even though he got in the Hall of Fame, I'm not sure he ever got his just due of just how great he really was.
You know, he was on 2 all-decade teams.
Well,
that's crazy.
Well, I mean, seriously, can't you make a case he was the greatest offensive lineman ever?
Of course.
Yeah.
I mean, you know, certainly if you were starting at 5 of linemen, he probably would be right there in the mix, you know, because you got, depending on what you want, right? Because there's so many great tackles, and then there's guards, and there's some centers. He would crack the lineup somewhere, all those 5.
He just would.
Yeah, even if I had to move him to center, something. I mean, I could put him where I need to put him.
You just would.
Might even put him at tight end.
Yeah. Well, God bless his family.
Thanks for watching, Undisputed fans. Do you want more highlights from the show? Make sure to click that subscribe button for all the exclusive content from Undisputed.